awesome. So here's a big question I think that a lot of people struggle with. Okay, it's how do I stay motivated when I don't see results that I want? Maybe I've been doing stuff and I just not seeing the results I want, or they plateaued. How do I stay motivated?
Yeah, that's tough. That is very tough
Mhm.
because if you feel like you're investing in it, you're putting your, financially, you're investing time, energy, you're investing that, and you're not seeing the results you want, it can be very deflating. Um, and I've walked with clients through that journey, and it's not fun. But ultimately, everybody is a little bit different. So we have some people who have lost very, very quickly. They see results right away. And then I have other people who have not seen hardly any results for 6 months. And then all of a sudden, that's when like the weight just falls off. And they're like,
Mhm.
people are like, "Oh, you lost weight so fast." They're like, "I've been working for 6 months, like for the first 10 pounds." Like, so, and just today I had a client who has only really lost like just about 2 pounds, but she did her in-body scan, and here she's down like, I think it was like 15 pounds of fat, and she's
Oh,
gained a ton of muscle. And I'm like, "So you notice your clothes are fitting different?" She's like, "Well, yeah." I'm like, "Well, so while the scale isn't moving, and that's not fun, your body has changed so dramatically." So having tools like that where you're measuring not just on the scale, I think is huge. Pick a
mm,
goal. Like, you can have a scale goal too, because I think, majority of people do, but pick a goal that doesn't involve the scale. Maybe it's, I want to be able to run a full mile, or I want to
mhm.
be able to do X amount of push-ups or something like that. So where you can do some measurements off the scale, and you can see those wins, and it just motivates you to keep going, and motivates you to
Yeah.
push forward even when the scale isn't budging.
Yeah. I think it's hard too because sometimes this changes happen every day, little by little, and you don't notice them
Yes.
because you're in your own body, like you don't notice them.
Yeah.
Like, and so having other people like in your life that notice them for you and like tell you like, "Oh, hey, I noticed like you look better. You did like
Yeah.
that can be really helpful." So like encouraging each other and having somebody who can like encourage you, I think is super
Mhm.
helpful because I know I'm to blame for that too. Like I'm working out, but I don't know like is anything working, So
Mhm.
I think that's a if you found that to be true as well.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And I people hate when I say this, but I think taking before pictures and progress pictures is huge. Nobody wants to see themselves at their worst, but to have those pictures to be able to refer back to them when you are like, "Oh, I'm not getting anywhere," but all of a sudden you see these side by side pictures, you're like, "Holy smokes, I'm a completely different person." Like,
Mhm.
I've literally shrunk, and it makes a big difference. So I think those are huge to do too.
What do you say to somebody who maybe isn't severely overweight, but they maybe a little bit, but the difference isn't dramatic as much in like just visible dramatic like you know what I mean? But it is because you're getting gaining muscle, but it's just a little bit different.
Yeah.
Like how does that type of person stay motivated?
Yeah, I think that's where you need to have like very specific, either strength goals written down, or you have to have other things that you're focusing on.
Yeah.
I know one of our clients for the last, 2 years, she's been focusing on a pull up, and she has pull-ups every time she comes to the gym, like assisted pull-ups. She has a pull-up bar that she put on her doorway, and every time she walks by it, she tries to do one, just like a bouncing one. And now she's done it, and now it's like you can't stop
That's
her. All
awesome.
she wants to do is pull up. So having other things to focus on is huge. So you're
Yeah.
not just looking in the mirror and saying, this is the only thing I care about, is what I see. And it's got to be too how you feel. So even documenting that, like,
That's true. Writing it down.
before you go to your first workout, write down how you're feeling. And
Mhm.
a huge win can literally be, I was excited to go to the gym today, because I bet the first
Mm.
time that you wrote that down, it was, I'm terrified and I didn't want to do, or write down how you feel afterwards. I haven't been able to walk for 2 days because of the squats, and I'm miserable. And then, 3 months later, you're like, I can't even get sore anymore, and I feel so good, and I can't wait to go back to the gym. And or the most often thing I've heard with people who are like scared and coming to the gym for the first time, and they're terrified, and they're like, I don't belong in here, is they're like, oh my word, for the first time today, someone new walked into the gym and I was the one encouraging them. And
That's
it's
cool.
completely a different mindset from
Yeah,
when they first walked in. They used to
yeah,
be the new person, and now they're the encouraging one. So
that's
I love seeing that.
That's really cool.
Mhm.
I'm a twisted person. I actually like being sore. It makes me feel like I did something. If I'm not sore, that I'm like, I didn't do anything. But
Mhm.
like that naturally happens. You get less sore as you
Mhm.
go. So I might be like purposely like skip a workout so I'm sore
Yeah.
the next. I don't know.
I actually couldn't tell you the last time I was sore.
That's
And I
crazy.
push hard. I could try hard to get,
Like
go.
you want to be sore and you just
Yeah.
can't get
Yeah.
there.
Sometimes I'll be like, "Ooh, yeah, I worked today," and,
Yeah.
but
But I guess that is a win if you gotta look at it that way. You gotta look at, like, I'm in shape enough that I'm not sore, so that is a win,
mhm.
even though the soreness and then I also hear people who they hate being sore. When they're sore, they're like, "I just don't wanna do this,"
Yeah.
so
Mhm.
depends on who you are, but that's very cool. That's helpful, but either way, it starts with a decision and starts with just
Mhm.
deciding to do it, and feelings will waver,
Oh,
especially
yeah.
if you're me and a female. I'm a female, and my feelings get the best of me a lot, but, uh, you probably not so much, but but yeah, so excellent. Thank you so much for that.
Mhm.
Awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and end the record. I just need to get um